Hi, it's Stephen here from the Stephen McDaniel Golf Academy. Today's video is a online lesson summary for a new student of mine named Bill from California. Bill, you sent me your information a couple days ago, your golf swing, your background information, your physical limitations and whatnot. And I've had an opportunity to look at that and thought I would do a video on a couple of areas that I think we can work on together. For everybody else that's interested, we do online lessons. If you're interested, please email me, stephen.mcdaniel@pgasweden.com. A couple things that we really need to focus on in your particular golf swing, Bill, are your impact position. Okay, you wrote to me and said that you hit a lot of high shots. So I see something in your impact that is going to affect that, and I'd like to address that. And number two, in your golf swing, you lose a lot of width in your swing, which makes you throw the club down at the ball. But I think that's more a product of your grip. So two things I'd like to talk about today. I'd like to talk about forming the correct grip, and I'd like to talk about the impact position. Bill, I'm going to send you an email analysis of your golf swing with pictures of your golf swing, but I thought I'd just clarify a little bit, and then we're going to do a part two of this video, which is the drills portion of proper impact. If we look at your particular setup, Bill, what we see is that you have a C posture, where my back is rounded in this sort of fashion. Okay. As you swing the club back, what I tend to see is that the club gets very flat in this position. Okay. Ideally, what I'd like to see is that if this were, let's say, my golf ball, and this other golf ball would be my target line towards the target, what I'd like to see is that the club is pointing down towards that target line somewhere, either on the inside or the outside of that target line. I see that you get the club pretty flat on the backswing, but a good thing that you do on the downswing is you recover and you get the club back on plane. Okay, so we're not going to focus so much on that. One area that is very important is that as you swing back, you tend to lose a lot of width in your swing. The club gets a bit close to you, and your left arm, it's okay if your left arm is bent, but your left arm is at 90 degrees. Okay, and again, I think that's a product of your grip. What ends up happening is that as you swing down, you lose that angle again, okay? The club gets here and it's already straight with your left arm. So we've wasted our speed and power over here. Okay, when we come to impact, we're at this particular position. Okay, my left wrist is cupped. My right wrist is very straight. The club is actually leaning back or towards my right hip. Okay, so I've taken my 6-iron and I've turned it into an 8 or 9-iron. Okay, and if I don't hit the ground behind it, I'm probably going to swing, because my club is coming too shallow towards the ball, I'm going to be swinging upwards, and it's going to result into a lot of thin shots. We keep going, and you said, you know, the chicken wing is an issue, but I think the chicken wing is more of a result of what we do before. Come to finish, you got really nice balance in your finish, okay? So I really like your finish position. If we start with the grip, Bill, what I see in your particular grip is almost like a Tommy Gainey baseball sort of grip, okay? We see the left hand more on top of the club, and we see the right hand sort of under in this sort of fashion, okay? And what ends up happening is the actual grip portion ends up being too much in the palms of our hands, and so that's what I think happens. We lose a lot of width in our swing, okay? What I'd like to see is that our hands, the club itself gets more higher in the palms, low in the fingers, and we use our hands together to be able to hinge the club properly and maintain that width so that we can create the impact. Okay, so how do we find a good grip? We start with the glove hand here, and what I'd like to see here, Bill, with my Titleist glove, is that the heel pad, this lower portion of your hand, is actually sitting on top of the actual grip itself, and I'm able to grip it with my index finger, the middle knuckle of my index finger, so that I can actually hold the club with my index finger and my heel pad resting on top of the actual grip itself. As I go ahead and grab the club with my other fingers, what I can see is I can see a little bit of my Titleist logo. I can see a couple of knuckles here. I can actually see that this line formed with my hand and my thumb is pointed somewhere between my chin and my right shoulder. Okay? When I have a good left hand position, it's very easy to hinge the club in this fashion. Go ahead and put the right hand on, and what I want to see is that the club is actually sitting in the base of the fingers, high up in the palms here of the right hand. So go ahead and get your palm so that it's parallel or even with the leading edge of the golf club, this front edge here. Go ahead, like you're going to shake somebody's hand, just go ahead and drag your hand down to where your right hand meets your left. And I'm going to get a little bit closer here. What I'd like to see here, Bill, is that the left thumb is under the right thumb. So the right thumb is actually going to be covering the left thumb here. Okay? When I get my hands in a good position here, I'm able to hinge the club properly. I'm able to set the club properly at the top. Okay? You can see that I almost have a trigger finger with my right hand here. The club actually sits, I can show you here, Bill. This portion right here is the trigger finger. The club actually sits there when I'm swinging up, or hopefully it does. And so in summary, for a good grip here, Bill, we're going to go ahead and let the left hand, the heel pad of the left hand sit on top of the club. We can grip it with the index finger of our left hand here. You can see a couple of knuckles, a little bit of the Titleist logo. This line between the thumb and my hand points somewhere between the chin and the right shoulder. Go ahead and take my right hand, drag it all the way down. You can see that it's not in the palms, not in the fingers, it's at the base of the fingers, high up in the palm. So that when I look down here, I can see that my hands are working together. Okay, Bill, that's part one. Part two is coming. If you click on the YouTube here, part two is coming. We're going to talk about some drills to improve your impact position. Stay tuned.